In 1946, we moved to Transcona in Manitoba. That's a suburb now of Winnipeg. People knew that I was interested in electronics, and they'd give me old radios, and I'd take them all apart and save up all the parts and build something new with them. In 1954, I saw an ad from the CBC looking for people to join the new TV station, CBWT. And I started to look into the design of the equipment that they had.
We'd like to introduce you to a young man who's built a very remarkable machine. I'd like to introduce, first of all, John Ross. This is quite a remarkable achievement. Where did you get the idea for it, John?
Mainly from watching the American shows. I saw this effect and I wondered just how they did it.
One of the programs was the Jackie Gleason Show. There were wipes that introduced the various acts. That equipment was known as a special effect generator. I built one in my bedroom and took it into work. Production staff saw it and it was on air that night with a horizontal wipe. At that time, there was one such piece of equipment in New York City and NBC, one out in California, and one in Winnipeg. After becoming an engineer, I moved to Montreal, and I would be working evenings, weekends, till late at night, and I burned out. All stress. Until one day, I took Saturday afternoon off and found a little ad about that big, said introductory flag lesson. And within minutes, there I was, steering a plane, looking down. That's Place Ville Marie down there. I'm over downtown Montreal. And I was almost at home before I realized that I had not thought of my work for more than 5 minutes. Now, I knew my competitors, and I had always been kind to all my competitors. The company was Leach Video. My friends were Jim Leach and Bob Laytonen. And they had, at my urging, both become pilots. So we had a lot in common. And they showed me all their inner secrets and then said, you know, isn't it time you had your own company? I said, I can't do that. I really don't have any money. What have you got to sell? Well, I've got this old airplane. It was a 1943 US Army plane in sad shape. So I took it apart and took it home and started an 18-month rebuild. Sell it, they said. I can't, I know every nut and bolt. It's my friend. Sell it, and in 2 years, you'll have a better one. That night, I went home with my head spinning, didn't go to work the next morning, went to a lawyer and incorporated Ross Video. That's how Ross Video started. Through aviation friends. Aviation has profoundly affected my life, right up to the present. I took a sketch pad and started to sketch out what an improved control panel would look like. The switcher that evolved became the RVS 16-4. We had 3 orders. The one was going to be the prototype, but we needed 2 more. So I started to acquire employees in Montreal, but I was in a residential area. Manufacturing was in the garage, R&D was in the basement, accounting was in the living room. Compact facility, considering how big Ross Video is now. My friends said, come and be with us in Toronto. I couldn't afford houses there. I started to look at smaller communities, and we got to Iroquois. So we turned in, past the high school, down Elizabeth Drive, and the space opened up, and there was the river, and there were 2 ships passing, and of all things, a rainbow came out over the river. And I still chuckle. Manufacturing is in a village. They're not even in a town. I'm amazed at what Ross had achieved, even way back. But this is mind-blowing, how far they've come now.
The company is an order of magnitude bigger than my wildest dreams. There's just too many memories to count about the just so wonderful people that work so hard to make this company that it is today.
Do whatever that you have to do to preserve the well-being of your employees while you grow. But above all, believe in people, treat them well. If you do those things, it's going to be all right in the future.
and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Chief Executive Officer of Ross Video, David Ross.
All right. Welcome back to Ross Vegas. Thank you for joining us tonight, and welcome to everyone watching online. Like every year, most of this production is powered by Ross technology. Let's take a look at the list of Ross products being used tonight. We've come a long way since our very first switcher in 1974. And this year, 2024, marks the 50th anniversary of Ross Video. And this past year was our 32nd year of consecutive growth. Let's run the graph. Not only has Ross achieved 32 consecutive years of orders growth, we've also managed to double the size of the company over the past 5 rather challenging years. There's been a pandemic, high inflation, high interest rates, and a swath of the world has been in a recession. There's been so much uncertainty. But Team Ross keeps making it happen. Like Dad says, this isn't possible without great people. So, who is Team Ross? I'd like to think that our customers are part of Team Ross because you're the inspiration for everything that we do. And our business partners have been a big part of our mutual success. Clearly, you're part of Team Ross as well. And of course, all of our Ross employees, past and present, who have collectively made Ross Video the cornerstone of the industry that it is today. Let me take a moment to genuinely thank all of you who have had a hand in making Ross Video a success. So thank you. I should recognize that Ross Video wouldn't be here today without the man who risked everything to start this very special company. A man who's here tonight, our founder and my father, John Ross. Dad, could you please stand up? Thank you. Thank you, Dad. So many people today owe you so much. Dad's 88 years young, is still flying 2 airplanes, and for 50 years, he's continued to be the airport manager for Iroquois. That might be a record. Thank you, Daddy. All right, let's get into it. Last year, we opened a new state-of-the-art manufacturing facility in Iroquois. Here to tell you more is our Chief Manufacturing Officer, Jeff Popst.
At Ross Video, we've always believed that our commitment to the community, innovation, and environmental responsibility go hand in hand. In 2023, we expanded our Iroquois manufacturing plant to both increase capacity and to reduce our carbon footprint. Observing the effects of climate change, we realized that with any capital investment, we have opportunities to make a difference. This realization has led us on a journey that started in 2009 towards significantly reducing our environmental footprint with the understanding that the return on investment will take time to materialize. But for the benefit of all, we're playing the long game. Ross Video is dedicated to environmental stewardship, shaping our future through the implementation of many strategic initiatives in our newly opened RoHS and WE compliant manufacturing facility in Iroquois, Ontario. The facility takes advantage of a construction method that's both efficient to build and efficient to use, providing an equivalent insulation value of R48 walls and R70 ceilings. All possible materials and trades were sourced locally, while making sustainable material choices like lower carbon concrete where possible. Internally, 10% of our power consumption was tied to lighting. The expansion was completely lit by low energy LED flat panel lighting, some of which operate with occupancy sensors. HVAC is handled by rooftop electric heat pumps, which eliminate natural gas consumption and halve our carbon emissions. Also on the roof are newly installed solar panels, which provide approximately 20% of the facility's power needs. And to encourage electric vehicle adoption, we installed 16 Level 2 EV charging stations for employees and visitors. With a commitment to achieving net zero carbon before 2025, we prioritize waste reduction by employing recyclable packaging and implementing low waste processes, like using no clean solder paste and adopting a closed-loop ultrasonic stencil cleaning system. By prioritizing in-house manufacturing and locally sourced materials, we better control production quality and timelines. Our emphasis on sustainability extends to product design, exemplified by our hyper-converged platform, Ultrix, which minimizes raw material usage, extends product lifespan, and revolutionizes video production infrastructure. This hyper-converged approach is an extremely efficient broadcasting solution from the perspective of materials, power consumption, installation, cabling, and actual operations. It's quickly seeing adoption across the industry. We have the luxury at Ross of being able to work closely with our R&D teams. Rapid prototyping, local sourcing, and efficient processes all contribute to our ability to bring innovative, energy-efficient solutions to our customers and fulfilling our responsibility to our environment. Now in our 50th year of operation, this commitment has dramatically reduced our carbon footprint, demonstrating what we can do in our community and in the broadcasting industry. Our journey toward a more sustainable future is ongoing, and we're proud to be at the forefront of this critical movement in our society. We invite all of you to come with us.
All right, thank you, Jeff. That factory that you and your team have built is just awe-inspiring. In honor of our 50th anniversary, I'd like to take a moment to share one of the most important things we ever did. I'm talking about the creation of the Ross Code of Ethics. For over 25 years, our Code of Ethics has helped our team do the right thing for customers. Let's take a look. First, we will always act in our customers' best interest. Everyone in our company is expected to be customer-focused. This is just common sense. Customers pay our bills. Second, we will do our best to understand our customers' requirements. This is the difference between just being an engineering company and becoming a solutions company. Third, we will not ship crap. This is a quality statement that's a lot more memorable than we will not ship a product that does not conform to specification. Everyone remembers this one, and that's the goal. Fourth, we will be great to work with. Sometimes I've joked that everything we learned in kindergarten helps us work at Ross Video. I'm talking about being kind, sharing, helping, you know, the basics. Sometimes they can be forgotten in business. 5, we'll do something extra for our customers as an apology when something big goes wrong and it's our fault. This is an accountability statement. Things can and do go wrong. Taking responsibility for our mistakes and the impact of those mistakes is the mark of a company that can be trusted. 6, we'll keep our promises. If we make a promise during a negotiation to win a deal, we'll honor it. If we can't honor a promise, we won't make it. 7, we will treat the competition with respect. This might sound like it's about the competition, but it's actually about our customers. We recognize that the competition exists because customers buy from them. If we run down the competition, there's a good chance we're carelessly disrespecting our customers and the choices they make. That's not cool. 8, we'll cooperate with and help other friendly companies. This has helped us create products like OpenGear and Overdrive. It's led to us hiring the best people in the industry, regardless of where they came from. It's also enabled many of our acquisitions as those company owners want to be part of Ross because of how well we've treated them. And 9, we will go above and beyond in times of crisis. If there's no one to authorize the required action in times of company or customer crisis, do what you know in your heart is right. You may rent helicopters if necessary. This is everyone's favorite. This is an empowerment statement. We hire responsible people. If they know the right thing to do, even if it's difficult or outside a process, they can make that decision on their own in a crisis. This has been huge for our customers. I've been asked many times how Ross has maintained our culture while experiencing incredible growth over the decades. Staying true to our code of ethics has been a big part of that. It was important 25 years ago. It's just as important today, and even more important as we continue into the future. And now, I'd like to introduce someone whose first NAB was 50 years ago, in 1974, the same year that Ross Video was founded. I'm talking about our Vice President of Production Switchers and Servers, Nigel Spratling.
Well, thank you, David. I'm really proud to be associated with the golden anniversary for both of us. We are obviously, first and foremost, a production switcher company. That's what we do best. In 50 years of Ross Production Switchers, what have we learned? Well, we've learned it's all about control. Of course, the under-the-hood tech must perform superbly, but the user interface needs to be intuitive, fast to use, and make the operator feel good. Our awesome touch drive panels are a culmination of your feedback. And last September, we introduced 2 larger panels, the TD3 and TD4 35-button control surfaces. These stunning ergonomic panels include revolutionary swipe, touch, and gesture control. Every display on the surface is full color, bright, easily readable, and touch-enabled. Every panel incorporates a dashboard computer to provide complete configuration and control functionality. So now, how do we take the largest, most flexible control surfaces to the next level? So we need to add more context sensitivity, even faster access, so more control. So introducing the all-new TDX3 and TDX4. So we listen to you. And while our beautiful TD panels are perfect for any production, we heard the desire to add an extra level of control for those taxing, complex productions some operators face. TDX panels are unique. We've added 2 rows of buttons that have integral displays that follow operator inputs and show exact status and assignment. TDX panels, like all TD panels, work, of course, with Carbonite or Acuity production switches, providing a hyper-converged solution with total flexibility and operational choice. And speaking of hyper-convergent solutions, we're also introducing the new SDXE blade. That's a software-defined cross-compute engine. It's a powerful combination of FPGA, CPU, and GPU that has many potential applications. The first of which is here at NAB for Ultrix Acuity. It's a pool of 3D DVE channels, including advanced warp functions that can be shared system-wide, bringing even more production power. Next up, a complete redesign, introducing our new video processor for large displays, the Mosaic Ultra. an HD or UHD dynamic compositing tool for live production to massive displays. It's the perfect companion for Expression Tessera, whether you're designing for on-set, in-venue, or corporate events. A single instance is capable of processing up to 50 million pixels, and they can be combined to achieve limitless canvas sizes. Oh, and live video feeds can have incredibly low latency, as low as a single line. Also, with Mosaic Ultra, you've got options. You can choose to license it for an SDP blade that fits in an Ultrix frame, or on a standalone Carbonite Ultra. So produce multiple regions or single massive pixel counts spanning multiple tiles to create a seamless viewing experience. It was recently used at Super Bowl 58 right here in Las Vegas. And of course, we're using it right here on this beautiful video wall. All right, so last year we also introduced the wildly successful Carbonite Ultra 60, which has sold even more than we expected. Thank you. Ultra 60, of course, offers big switcher performance in a single cost-effective hardware platform. It's truly in a class of its own. However, we have now added more. So our next software release adds major features that you've been asking for. A powerful internal clip player for HD and UHD, utilizing 800 gigabytes of Ultra 60's internal SSD storage. We've also added configurable clean feeds to every full ME, as well as a bunch of other features. Oh, and the best part, these exciting additions are included at no charge in version 9. All right, how about something entirely new? Something game-changing, something you've actually been asking us for. Introducing Carbonite Code, our premium, groundbreaking, NDI-based production switcher. Designed, of course, to meet the growing demand for NDI-centric workflows in all areas of live video production. Code offers NDI flexibility with Carbonite performance. Carbonite Code has 30 inputs, 6 outputs, 3 full MEs with 6 keys, 3 multi-viewers, a 48-channel stereo audio mixer, and more. This is truly a powerful software edition of Carbonite. Add a touch drive panel together with dashboard custom panels, and view control, and you have the slickest NDI live video production setup around. And the best part, it starts at $14,995. There's so much more we can cover for you on the show floor. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you there. So now we're going to go over to our Chief Technology Officer, Mr. Troy English.
Thank you, Nigel. So when I started working at Ross 31 years ago, we had one product line. Today, we have 27 and a much broader array of technologies. In fact, from my perspective as Chief Technology Officer, it's clear they were obviously first and foremost a technology company. Now, having all of this technology gives us unique opportunities to innovate across traditional product boundaries. We believe our role as your technology partner is to help offer you choices. Choice and flexibility in technology approaches and in business models so you can make the best decisions that match your needs. To give you this flexibility, we invest heavily in R&D in both on-premise products as well as cloud solutions. Different businesses have different business needs and goals. That is why Ross allows you to own, subscribe, or in the future, access our products on demand. Additionally, we have certain products available as SaaS today where Ross manages the entire solution. At Ross, we don't force you down a single technology or business model path. Choose what works best for you. Now, let's turn our focus to the cloud. To accelerate our cloud solutions even more, we're spending a minimum of $235 million over 5 years in R&D, including, it is a huge number. That includes a $49 million contribution agreement from the Canadian government. Now, last year, we introduced you our end-to-end live production solution, the Ross Production Cloud. Our goal is to make cloud production as easy and familiar to you as on-premise production. These applications range from all of your workflow tools to plan and design your productions, the automation tools for efficient productions, the live video and audio processing applications. We've added a ton of functionality to every one of these. You just have to come by the booth to see them all. On top of that, you'll notice that we've added significant new products this year to our cloud offerings, including some that you'll hear about in just a little bit later tonight. You can also see some of the key components of the Ross Production Cloud in action on the AWS booth. We've partnered with them to showcase live cloud production. Now, with the increased importance and adoption of cloud technologies, there's always some underlying questions. How do we make all this technology work together, make it safe, and make it work across all vendors? To achieve this, Ross is working within SMPTE to standardize Katina. Now, Katina is a common communication stack developed by Ross, whose goal is to make it easy to secure, connect, and control a multi-vendor ecosystem of on-premise and cloud-based media processing services and microservices. As part of this, Ross is leading an open source SDK for Katina available to all. You can see Katina in action at the Cisco booth, where it has been integrated into the Intel MCM software stack as part of a joint demonstration. Now, for those interested in learning more, here are a couple of technical discussions that are happening at NAB. Chris Lennon is talking on a panel on Monday around media workflows and AI in the cloud. I will also be part of the Intel keynote panel on Tuesday around software and cloud production. Now, as an example of one of our clients who is leveraging our wide range of solutions, both cloud and on-premise, here's a video from Red Bull Media House's Service TV. Let's take a look.
We are in Salzburg, in the heart of Austria, at Servus TV, the leading private broadcaster of the country. And this is our Broadcast Competence Center, as we call it, since we moved in here in 2020.
When we decided to build a new building and to completely redo our technical setup, we were looking for a vendor that would provide us with an integrated range of services, I would say. And that's why we went for Ross as a vendor to help us to do so.
Bereit, wenn du es bist. Ja. Gut, dann Achtung für Probe.
The biggest challenge that we had in the last years was for sure when Servus TV wanted to grow. They had to move buildings, they had to add more capacities for their studios. But there was a big challenge about having an increased set of studios. They wanted to not add the same amount of personnel to run that studios. At the same time, at the end, together with Ross, we find a proper solution to solve that.
I think the biggest challenge has always been to be faster and by that still stay reliable.
In most of the cases, we are using automated workflows, but we still have manual control. We have a huge set of predefined templates, and we can do changes on the different products and different environments whenever we want to.
If it's on-prem or cloud or hybrid, doesn't matter. So any kind of solutions that we are asking for, be it CapEx, be it OpEx, it's something that Ross can provide, and that's probably one of the biggest advantages that we see from Ross Technology right now.
So at Servus TV, we use Inception as our newsroom system every day for planning our shows.
I think for editors it's most important to have a tool that does not stand between yourself as a person, as an editor, and the content. The switch actually went surprisingly easy. We felt that Ross was listening to us, what we actually want, what we're used to, what we're aiming for.
We have a huge variety of Ross solutions in place right now. We use Inception as an editorial system. We have Expression for graphics, including Expression Tessera for driving the media walls. We have Overdrive as an automation system. We have the Furios as robotics. We use Voyager and Lucid for XR and AR. And also Streamline as a small component to kind of glue different other ROS components together. Working with ROS has been a really good experience. So what we really appreciate is that no matter which challenge we are actually having, you always find the right people to talk to. There is really appreciation for feedback, and we see it reflected in the products, and that's a really important step for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Ross Video's Solutions Manager of Production Workflow, Jen Jarvis.
In my 11 years at Ross, the project with Red Bull Media House stands out as one of my favorites. It's a great example of a partnership. Ross providing technology and expertise, with Red Bull bringing a clear vision and creativity to the table. Being in Salzburg for the launch in 2020 was really special, and it's exciting to continue to evolve their workflow together today. Many of the themes you just heard from Red Bull are being echoed as priorities across the industry. Integration, creating a seamless workflow across the entire ecosystem. Flexible access, the ability to log into key applications without heavy client software and enabling secure remote access. And ease of use, intuitive design that puts the focus on content, not operation. Those are the driving principles behind our new unified user experience. It's more than just a reskin. It's a rethinking of the end user workflow. We're calling it Aura. And if you're already a Ross customer, you've seen it rolling out across our existing products. It's the foundation for what's coming next. The latest product to benefit from Aura is Media.io. We've seen how the scalability and flexibility of software-based ingest and playout has resonated with so many of you. And now those powerful features are more accessible than ever in the new web-based user interface launching in version 10. With responsive and intuitive design, use the new visual scheduling to set records, add metadata, transcode files, and even control playout. Not only will we be showing this stunning new UI at NAB, for existing eligible customers, this is available today as a free upgrade. Now, once we have our video asset from Media.io, it's time for one of the most valuable but repetitive and time-consuming tasks in broadcast: editing. Streamline Media Asset Management has already been a central part of the video workflow, with placeholder and file management and integrations with nonlinear editors using plugins. But what if all those hundreds of headlines, teases, and voiceovers that are needed each day could be edited with half the clicks, actually about 30% faster, and at half the cost of a traditional craft editor with no additional hardware? Check out the new Streamline Web Editor, showing at NAB and shipping in June. This web-based editor is seamlessly integrated with the existing Streamline workflows. It will allow more users to create more content from more places. It's lighter, faster, and built using the Aura user experience. Now, if we're talking about efficiency, we have to talk about overdrive. Long before efficiency became a buzzword in broadcast, it was one of the primary reasons overdrive was developed and launched right here at NAB exactly 20 years ago. Automated production control relies on operators coding rundowns. So a producer is writing the script and adding production cues, with the director then inserting shots. But we thought, why do the work twice? QuickShot allows Overdrive to insert shots automatically based on the production cues in the script. Operators can customize the shot by changing cross points, camera shots, and server clips, all without opening a script or a plugin, saving operators hours of work per day. And once they step into the control room, let's empower them with the most customizable overdrive panel ever. Introducing the CX Directors Panel. It has 10 touch-sensitive faders, 32 LCD buttons with custom colors and fonts to indicate both function and status, and the ability to use custom controls to change page layouts. It gives you the option for a tactile experience while providing more flexibility and control to operators than ever before. Both QuickShot and the CX Directors Panel are launching right here at NAB. Now, before I worked for Ross, I worked in news, making tough decisions every day about how to cover a story and when to respond to breaking news. Real-time access to information was key in informing the audience and creating engaging experiences. But finding all of the data across multiple windows and tabs while we're on the air, it's painful. Inception will now be able to leverage the years of development and more than 40 data sources available in Expression's data link, bringing all of that information directly into your line of sight. So a news producer can now choose to see election results directly in the rundown. Or in a live venue, the game clock and a summary of the last play can be directly in your primary workspace. Both the data link integration and a major overhaul to story revisions are in Inception version 17, available today. We should also mention that Inception Mobile, the app for iOS and Android, has had 2 releases in the past year, adding rundowns, landscape mode, and biometric authentication. You know, we spend a lot of time talking about news workflows because obviously we're first and foremost a production workflow company. But customers in spaces like government, corporate, and even education require broadcast quality recordings and live distribution, but often without a control room full of career technical operators. That's exactly what Quorum was designed for. Quorum's magic lies in its simplicity. Anyone can master Quorum in under 30 minutes, making a polished production available to everyone. Quorum achieves this with mark-based production, operating in a fixed space with predefined camera positions. Think government assemblies, conference rooms, lecture halls. The web-based client uses the Aura user experience to integrate the best of Ross in the background, from automated camera and mic control to graphics triggered by simple metadata. After launching Quorum last year, we've already installed it just down the road at the Las Vegas Convention Center, with additional installs happening in Texas and Montreal soon. And new at NAB, we're introducing multi-room support, allowing a single system to run multiple productions concurrently. If you're here at NAB, I hope to see you on the booth where we'll have Quorum and all the other exciting new workflows announced today. But for now, please welcome to the stage Vice President of Camera Motion Systems, Karen Walker.
In my experience, content creators, like so many of us in this room, are always looking for new and engaging ways to tell our stories. The Ross Video lineup of robotics opens up an array of possibilities. Whether you're looking for the smoothness from our Vurio track-based system, the suspended reality of the Spydercam, or the efficiency of our X-Series pan and tilt heads, we've got it all at Ross Video. And what's more, all our systems are designed, developed, and manufactured in-house. Part of the flexibility of our robotics is the ability to drive them safely around in your studio. In the past, we were able to map a region for your Ross CamBot pedestal to operate in, but it was limited to a set configuration. But what if you wanted more control over where your CamBot can go? Introducing CamBot Extended XY Limits and our Studio Creator tool. This upgrade allows us to set operating zones that match any studio configuration and add keep-out zones to allow the robot to move freely and safely. Next, I'd like to talk to you about how we've been using AI in our robotics, specifically Visionary FT. In 2021, we introduced Visionary FT, which uses AI-based facial tracking to detect, locate, and track the position of faces within the video stream directly from the camera. Visionary is like autopilot in your car. You can turn it on and off and adjust it as you wish. We have incrementally upgraded our facial tracking based on customer feedback, making it more and more useful. Tonight, we're taking the next step by introducing Visionary 2.0 with body tracking. So actions speak louder than words. So let's bring David back up to show you how this works. Hey, Furio, let's show the audience how this works. David, can I ask you to walk across the stage? As you can see, with the Visionary, Furio can easily track David as he walks around the stage. Up on the screen, we have the Visionary user interface. It shows us, with the bounding boxes, it's tracking David's body and his head. We use this information to automatically frame and track the talent. The box around the head is the assumed head location. If the head is obscured for any reason, tracking is determined from the body location. This provides more resilient tracking when your talent turns around, or stands up, or lies down. So, what does this mean? Visionary 2.0 improves productions by providing more consistent framing automatically as your talent moves around the studio. Thanks, David. That's it for me. I'll leave it to you.
Thanks, Karen. Like with Visionary, we're enabling many of our products with AI to make you even more productive. Our Streamline Pro MAM uses AI to make search more intuitive. We're also using AI to enable automatic metadata extraction and transcription of your video assets. Inception can connect to your choice of AI engine to summarize content and rewrite stories, all while providing transparency and control for your editorial team. Starting this week, we're unveiling a beta of something new. We're introducing RawSpot to the support section of our website, powered by OpenAI's ChatGPT. We've trained our AI on our expression manuals so that you can ask it natural language questions and then even follow-up clarifying questions. Even more impressive, you can ask RawSpot questions about expression in any language and get your answers in any language, because you know what? People speak more than English. Now that we have Expression and RawSpot up and running, we'll be adding this free AI service to more of our products. As I leave this stage, take a look at yet another AI technology demo, a collaboration between two of our teams, Rocket Surgery and Ross Research Labs. You can check it out on our booth in the switcher area. Take it away, Bo.
Thanks, David. So I'm probably not the only person here that talks to their Carbonite, but does yours listen? Here's a fun little demo for tonight. Expression out. Carbonite, show me the multi-viewer. Ready 1, black on the line. Fade up. Ready 2. Take. Ready 3. Take 3. Ready split. Build me a 2-box with 1 left, 3 right. Nope, take 1. Ready split on an effect. Do it. Ready 1. Take. Ready black. Fade to black. Ready me. Take me. Bring me back full screen. All right, so we're currently using a speech-to-text module that's trainable, it works on-prem, and it does not need an internet connection. And we've built out a keyword recognition engine that can be configured to trigger pretty much anything on your network. So it's certainly not perfect, but we're working on it, and I can't wait to see what the team does with it. Back to you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Ross Video Senior Director, Product Management and Business Development Graphics, Bormi Ung.
Hello, Las Vegas. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. And because we're obviously first and foremost a graphics company, the show is about to get even better. I'm the graphics guy, so I'm not biased at all when I say that, am I? More seriously, we developed our graphics systems for the world's most demanding users to help them create compelling on-air looks that attract and keep viewers glued to their programming. In a class of its own, we've got the fastest growing real-time motion graphics system in the industry, Expression. The Swiss Army knife of graphics, as we call it, is getting an upgrade with the release of version 12. So let's take a look at some of these version 12 updates. We won't have time to go through all of them, but I wanted to highlight a couple. First, we enhanced our support of HDR workflows, which is going to be very useful for sports productions, especially in an Olympic year like 2024. Indeed, Expression now supports Adobe Cube files, which will allow customers to upload their own 3D LUTs. We also improved the performance of live video shaders, which is huge, as it allows you to do even more with the Expression engine. Expression version 12 is packed with tons of other features, but beyond the numerous improvements that we made to the software, there's also some exciting news on the hardware side of things. Indeed, we're announcing today the Expression M9 family of hardware engines. On the inside, we're using a new Xeon CPU, a new GPU, and have added more RAM, which gives us a lot more horsepower. But wait, there's also more on the outside. These chassis are also featuring brand new front panels with adjustable lighting to add a new level of functionality. For example, if there's an issue with storage, the front panel can flash red to visually alert the technician. Or you could just change its color to make it stand out in the rack room. These chassis have been engineered from the ground up to ensure you're getting the most out of them. And as you can tell from these specifications, this new platform is quite a beast. And with that comes much better performance, with up to 30% more processing headroom, allowing you to get even more out of Expression. Finally, I wanted to tell you about something we call Expression FX. What's that? Well, you all know how life can be stressful during, say, a sports broadcast. Indeed, all of these graphical elements like opens, replay wipes, billboards have to be cued, played, and looped. And you need a quick and effective way to manage and recall these effects. This is exactly what Expression FX provides, thanks to its streamlined single-file workflow that integrates seamlessly into your existing production switcher environment. In essence, Expression FX can become your next Spotbox device. That's another illustration of how versatile Expression can be. There are many more Expression applications we could talk about, such as Expression Tessera for venues and studio walls, or Expression Ticket for channel branding, just to mention a few. I could also mention Expression Maps, which is now cloud-ready and offers a touch option. But that's it for Expression. So let's now move to virtual. Because here at Ross, we have many graphic solutions, and virtual is a very important one. The beauty of Ross's virtual solutions is that you can start simple with, say, trackless or AR, and then upgrade all the way to XR with set extension, which is exactly what we deployed here for the keynote, as our remote viewers are actually seeing this LED behind me with a beautiful set extension. You've all heard about XR, right? Alex, pay attention. You've heard about XR, haven't you? Yeah. Yeah, he's proving the point. So yes, XR has been the buzz, but it's also perceived as something very complex. But it doesn't have to be that hard. At Ross, we're on a mission to make XR and anything virtual much simpler. Need it for your daily newscast or entertainment shows, we can make it happen easily and seamlessly. It starts with Voyager, our Unreal-based platform, which allows you to create stunning virtual environments with now support of Unreal 5.3 and tons of new features packed in our version 7 release. But the key to virtual productions is the workflow, and at its center sits Lucid Studio, our virtual production tool that gives you complete control over media replacement, event triggering, newsroom integration, and more. And with version 7, Lucid Studio is taking that flexibility to the next level, allowing you to treat your virtual graphics just as every other graphic with powerful MOS and data integration. To sum it up, with Lucid Studio, you don't need to be an Unreal expert to run your virtual production. You can now do this with one operator for every show, every day. That's it for graphics. Well, not quite. Could spend more time on expression or virtual solutions. Could also talk about Piero, our sports analysis product, which features a new hardware platform and tons of improvements. But we have something very new and very special to launch today. And to reveal this exciting new graphics product, I'm going to invite David back to the stage. Round of applause for David.
Thank you, Boromir. As you can see, we have some incredible tools for virtual production. Well, there's another type of graphics that we haven't offered up until now. Something thunderously new for Ross. Introducing Raiden, Ross's all-new weather graphics solution. Woo. Raiden is designed to address 3 key limitations in existing weather systems. These are creative impact, workflow efficiency, and data accessibility. Before we get into these, how about a live demo of Raiden with me as your meteorologist? All right, let's start by taking a look at current conditions. Raiden gets its data in real time. And if someone, please, no, wants to go check outside, these conditions are current. Let's zoom out and take a look at North America. We have a beautiful map here. Look at all the clouds, precipitation, pressure patterns animated over the next couple of days. And now, forecast for the next 12 to 24 hours over New York. You can see it's a little more interesting than Vegas. Not a lot more interesting, to be honest. Now, let's move to Singapore. Did you know we have an office there? And now to the UK. We have an office there too. Now, let's take a look at Latin America. You can see the winds and rainfall indicate that Monday we'll have some inclement weather around Buenos Aires. And while we're at it, let's come back and show the 7-day forecast for Las Vegas. It's shaping up nicely for a fabulous NAB. Now, let's get back to discussing the advantages of Raiden. First, creative impact. Raiden allows you to build your own look and feel for all of your weather content, truly differentiating you from others. Expression is Raiden's playout engine, and existing Expression users have the added benefit of leveraging their existing technology investment. Second is workflow efficiency. End-to-end, Raiden is designed to let you work fast, keeping up with breaking weather. Raiden's web-based story creation tool allows your team to work from anywhere, easily supporting centralized functions. And for the first time, weather can be part of your MOS automation workflows. Finally, Raiden gives you the freedom to choose your data sources. In fact, it allows you to access free weather data for free. We don't charge you to access free data, and for many of you, that's actually something new. Oh. And by the way, Raiden is already on air today. Raiden customer number 1 is RÚV, the national broadcaster of Iceland. They have now fully transitioned to Raiden, and here's what they had to say about it. Raiden gives us the opportunity for continuous improvement in telling new weather stories just like we can with the rest of news. no longer is weather isolated like with our old system. We can now include more weather content across our newscast. So, we're so excited to have Raiden as the newest member of the Ross Graphics portfolio. Please come and check it out on the booth. Well, that's it for now. And to talk about our hyper-converged solutions, let's welcome our Chief Services Officer, Eric Gardner.
All right, thank you, David. We are obviously, first and foremost, a hyper-converged and router company here at Ross Video. How would we move all these important signals around without it? Before my time at Ross, I had the privilege of working on some of the biggest sports broadcasts on the planet. For me, there's nothing quite like the thrill of being live when the world is watching, and the pressure to not screw it up. Live production is complex and unpredictable. There's so many disparate systems that just need to work together. The beauty of our hyperconverged platform is that it's like a smartphone. It combines everything into a single compact unit. And the software-defined capabilities are the secret sauce that makes hyperconverged your ultimate problem solver. All right, let's look at a few real-world scenarios where combining systems with hyperconverged makes good common sense. Say you're looking for a big core router in your hardened production facility. Space is extremely limited, and you can't afford to burn I/O feeding multi-viewers and outboarding audio processing. You also need to support a wide variety of signal types, including SMPTE 2110, SDI, UHD, HDR, SDR, and discrete audio signals in the form of MADI and Dante. Wait, this is a big deal. You heard me right. Ultrix now supports Dante audio. Now, your big core router needs to mix and match Dante with all these other signal types as sources, destinations, and split-level combinations, all while driving control room multi-viewers throughout your facility. This is a tough challenge. The answer is a fully loaded Ultrix FR12 that meets your core routing needs today and can grow with you into the future. Hyperconverged solves it. Okay, say you're touring around the world with one of the biggest acts in entertainment, and you need a ton of stage gear that supports feeding low latency video to a big LED screen that's not 16:9. Sounds familiar? While also distributing audio embedded signals for ISO records. Shipping weight and portability is a major concern. So why not pack all that mission critical heavy lifting into a single chassis? The answer is an Ultrix FR5 with software-defined Mosaic blades and an integrated Ultrix Carbonite for switching the on-screen production, all while taking advantage of built-in audio shuffling capabilities. Hyperconverged solves it. All right, let's shift gears to something a bit smaller. Say you're building a versatile and compact flight pack for a variety of different remote productions. It doesn't make sense to rebuild and rewire this flight pack for each and every gig. You need a flexible system that handles video, audio, color correction, signal processing, multi-viewers, and NDI monitoring to cover a wide range of workflows. The answer is a strategically loaded Ultrix FR1 or FR2 with licenses that can float between inputs and outputs. You could even hand carry this flight pack. Hyperconverged solves it. With Ross's hyperconverged solutions, the answer is what you need it to be. Now, let's highlight some of the Ultrix updates at NAB this year. We've got some major 2110 enhancements. Our UHD throughput has doubled to 16 bidirectional streams per IPX card with DAS7 redundancy, super low latency audio, and support for NMOS IS10 security. We've also optimized UltraCore BCS database editor to simplify configuration and usability. And we've added other great features like 3D LUT conversion, Dante Audio, again, one of my favorites, NDI multi-viewers, and so much more. Thousands of customers around the world are already taking advantage of hyperconvergence to improve their bottom lines, saving on physical space, weight, cabling, power, and cooling. This could be you. Until then, remember, hyperconverged solves it. On my way out, let's take a look at some amazing content from sports and live events. Thank you.
Ready, three. Take three.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Ross Video's Vice President of Sports and Live Events, Kevin Cottom.
Wow. Thank you for the warm welcome. Today, we're showcasing some remarkable products that elevate your production and transform storytelling into an unforgettable experience for your audience. No matter what the production, at its core, it's all about the storyline, weaving narratives that inform, entertain, and enrich the human connection. Over the years, you've driven us to innovate new tools that drive modern visual storytelling. Tools like Furio Robotics that are in front of stage, in motion, with some of the world's most talented artists, delivering unforgettable images. SpiderCam covers the pitch, showing athletes from dynamic and immersive perspectives. Piero, at the talent's fingertips, telling the story and educating your audience. Expression Tessera unleashes visual storytelling on a whole new level, driving massive LED canvases in venue and in studio. And Voyager, virtual reality taking viewers places they could only imagine. Now recently, US Bank Stadium, home of the Minnesota Vikings, utilized many of these products and took their game day production to a whole new level. Let's hear what they had to say.
Stand by, Fawn 3 to showtime. 6, 5, ready to Fawn 3. 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll and take a track at Fawn 3.
I feel like we're finally able to fully bring US Bank Stadium to life.
Having the full RAW system in here for every video board has just made our show that much more powerful and seamless and integrated. It's another tool that we can use.
This year we finally got the opportunity to fully take over this stadium and really give the Vikings the ability to do kind of whatever they want with it.
This last season here at US Bank Stadium, adding more expressions with the full Tessera system to be able to power our displays with expression has been incredible. We've been able to really take a show that we believe is one of the best in the league in sports and elevate it to a different level. And the power of the expressions with the real-time rendering, we're able to dynamically link a lot of our content now, stuff that I couldn't do before. I would have to spend hours rendering out player ribbons. I don't have to do that anymore.
Justin Jefferson! As we've gotten a few years into US Bank Stadium, we find ourselves adding more and more Ross products into the mix to the point where almost the whole control room is Ross now.
We have probably one of the most complex shows that you're going to find around, but having the Ross unified solution that we have here helps it to be operated simply. Like, it's a simple operation. It's so powerful, it's so amazing, the things that you can do. And I know we've just scratched the surface here this last year.
So a big thank you to Greg and Arthur for sharing their experience with us. They truly have one of the most complex and entertaining shows in the industry. Now, anyone can take advantage of these powerful storytelling tools that capture magnificent images, visualize data, and take viewers' imaginations to new heights. Any stage, any studio, big or small. Together, we're not just creating products, we're creating experiences that push the boundaries of storytelling. Helping deliver your vision is our mission. Now, earlier, David and John mentioned that a company is all about the people. And with over 200 service staff globally, Ross Video is obviously, first and foremost, a service company. At the conception phase of projects, Ross Solution Architects are available to help define the solution that meets your creative and business goals. Once the decision is made to move forward, project management is available to work hand in hand with your team to help make the project a success. Once the installation is complete, our expert commissioners are on site to help get your Ross technology up and running and ready for training. Our trainers are workflow experts that work closely with your production team to help bring your vision to life. And of course, the relationship doesn't end when we're finished on site. Ross Technical Support is always ready to answer your call 365 days a year. On the creative front, Rocket Surgery, whose portfolio includes award-winning visuals and workflows from some of the world's biggest brands and events. From dynamic expression tessera projects for sports venues to breathtaking XR experiences for broadcasters, Rocket Surgery has redefined fan and viewer engagement. Their innovations in data management and visualization have placed them at the forefront of the industry on a global scale. And for those looking for a turnkey production in North America, Ross Production Services is a great option. RPS is ready to assist with broadcast-ready control rooms, studios, mobile trucks, custom fly packs, equipment rentals, and crewing. And the latest addition to the RPS fleet, RPS 9, a 40-foot production truck packed full of Ross technology. Well, that's it for me, but before I go, I want to say thank you for inspiring us with your creativity and passion for video production. Let's keep pushing the limits of storytelling and continue to foster our partnerships for another 50 years. Now, please welcome back to the stage, David Ross.
Thank you, Kevin. It's so true that it's always all about the people. As you might expect, we've only scratched the surface of our offerings. With over 27 product and service categories, there's a lot we weren't able to cover today. So stop by the booth, grab a coffee, say hi. Let's chat about your creative vision and how we can make it real together. And before we wrap up for the evening, how about one more thing? Let's roll a video. Introducing Artimo, the ultimate free roaming robotic camera system. To tell you more, let's bring back Karen.
Isn't she cute? Ross is obviously, first and foremost, a robotics company. When we set out to build Artimo, we wanted to set a new benchmark for what would become expected of a roaming pedestal. Customers told us that that is what delivering more captivated on-air shots. They wanted the ability to go higher, lower, and to deliver free-flowing motion across today's studio floors. Artimo is designed to deliver these benefits seamlessly, integrating motion into set design and storytelling. Artimo looks great with aesthetic integration of camera and prompter setups, eliminating messy cable management issues, and offering an elegant solution for on-air use. With remarkable range, Artimo enables sweeping jib-like shots up to 2 meters high and as low as 70 centimeters from the ground. And with LiDAR technology, Artimo navigates studio space autonomously, avoiding obstacles and eliminating the need for fixed markers or expensive tracking add-ons. She's fast, she's accurate, and she's silent. Artimo provides stunning shots that are easily repeatable from any angle. Artimo truly is art in motion. We're really excited to see how you use Artimo to craft even more compelling content. I have to say I am very proud of our robotics team for bringing this innovation to life. Back to you, David.
Thanks, Karen. It is a memorable day when an entirely new studio robotic system is first introduced to the world. And you were here. But we're still not done. I have one more thing to tell you. In graphics, we've been pushing the boundaries of what's possible with Expression Tessera, Maps, Voyager, Lucid, and Piero. What about HTML5 graphics? There is a growing need for this kind of solution to complement existing graphics workflows, and it lends itself well to certain types of cloud production, digital signage, streaming web channels, and mobile apps. Well, we now have HTML5 graphics too. We've just bought a company that's named after the beautiful lake behind me. That's right. Today, I'm excited to announce our 20th acquisition, Bannister Lake. Bannister Lake is a software company from the Toronto area that we've partnered with for years, and they've actually been behind our ticket channel branding product. We've decided that it's time to fully bring them into ROS so that we can more deeply share our technologies and workflows in both directions. Bannister Lake has core technology and products to produce beautiful HTML5 graphics and serve them at scale. They also have strong expertise in real-time data integration to be able to drive tickers, statistics, scores, weather, wagering data, and more. HTML5 graphics have some unique advantages. Instead of moving around video, you just send the description of what the graphics look like, and they are rendered on the receiving device. This requires much less bandwidth than sending a traditional video feed with a key channel. As we go forward, you will see these HTML5 graphics smoothly complement our expression solutions as we deeply integrate this new technology. Again, come and talk to us about it. Okay, but before we wrap up the 2024 edition of the ROS Vegas keynote, we need to talk about socks. You may think that ROS is a video solutions company, but the truth is that we're obviously, first and foremost, a socks company. Announcing ROS Socks 8.0. As you can see, they match the vibrant shapes and colors of ROS in our 50th year. And while these will be highly sought-after collector's items, we have something even more special, even more unique, even more exclusive. Jeff Moore, our Chief Marketing Officer, could you please bring up the top secret briefcase? I'm so glad you're handcuffed to it. 5 super limited edition gold socks. They're based upon the 8.0 look. Only 50 were ever made. Who wants a pair? Another one? There's another one. Thanks, Jeff. And thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. Please join us for great conversation, some celebration champagne, and socks 8.0, not the gold socks, in the next room. Good night.
You're still here. The keynote's over. Go to our booth. Check out our website. Go.